Welcome back to In the Box. If you haven't already, make sure to follow us on Instagram at OwnersBox and head over to OwnersBox.com to sign up and play weekly fantasy sports today. Also, download our app on the iOS and Google Play stores. Don't forget, scroll down to like, comment, and subscribe to let YouTube know this is content you actually want to see. Welcome back to another very special episode of In the Box. Today, I am virtual for the first time ever on the podcast in San Diego, California, while the two boys, Avery and Jer, are holding it down in Toronto for us. Today, we're joined by my brother, the one and only Jackie Plashkes. We're talking bets of the week this week, and we have a full slate for you guys that we're going to tackle. So before we dive in, Jackie, how you doing today?
Dude, good. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, let's go. So before we dive in, Jackie, just telling a little story about Jackie. Jackie was one of the first OwnersBox interns ever, along with Rocher. And he was up there early on before we launched the product and got to where we are now. So, looking back on that, how was your OwnersBox experience up in the office with everyone, Jackie?
I loved it during tough times, COVID. Me and Roach, we got it off. Lots of golf, so I wasn't a big golf fan before. That was about my only thing I could gamble on. I'm excited. It's football season. I'm excited to give you guys my picks. We got a couple favorites, underdogs, my over-unders. Not big on them, but I got a lot for you. I think you'll like it.
Let's go, baby.
I like that all locks, he said.
Yeah, So as Jared, I know you're an over-under guy. Before we got on the podcast, we were chirping before, and we're saying, Jackie's not an over-under guy, but we got the total wizard in the building. So to date, Jared, what's your record on totals this year in the NFL so far?
I'm I'm 9-2. 9-2. You see, last week was a little bit of some bullshitness, to be honest.
Bullshitness? It's not.
I thought Teddy was going to play. I did not think Walker was going to come into play, and I knew that over wasn't hitting. I knew 40. It didn't even come close. It was 20-0.
Disgraceful. That was a disgraceful over. The pride
the
of
issue
the
there is
Houston
they didn't
Roughnecks,
score a
PJ
point.
Walker,
Yeah, they
bro.
didn't. The fact that the Lions didn't score a point, I don't.
That had nothing to do with it. What? Nothing to do with the quarterback.
That really didn't have nothing to do with the quarterback, but.
There's you can't really make an excuse when they score 0
I'm not making an excuse. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna wear that one. 9-2.
PJ Walker's 6-0 as a professional, Jeremy. I don't know if you want to bet against him.
If you're counting that XFL
5-0, NFL 1-0.
We might
the
have
Hamilton
to spin
Ticats could beat his team. So
half our listeners don't even know who the Hamilton Tiger Cats are because no one watches the CFL. But anyways, Jackie, let's talk about your trip to Indianapolis this weekend. So you go to Indiana, IU guy, obviously hammered IU this weekend, great winner there. But talk to us about the Packers game this weekend because I have a lot to say about that. You were actually in the stadium watching the whole game. How was that experience and how did it end up for you?
Yeah, so that was my first game since the NFC Championship last year, which another game that didn't end so well for the Packers. Very excited. A lot of Packer fans, I got to say. There was more Packer fans than Colts fans. It was awesome. But the game just didn't go as planned. We were up 14 at half. I felt great. I had Packers money line plus 105. I mean, I threw a lot of money. I'm not going to lie. Felt good. And then we scored 3 points in the second half. 3 points. And we end up losing the game. I mean, I think that fourth down call, just LaFleur didn't have the offense going in the second half. Fumble in overtime, kick a little field goal to win the game. I mean, it was an absolute heartbreaker. They took it all from me. They took it all.
Yeah. And the worst part was last week I was sitting on the pod. It's like Packers are 9-0 against the spread after a loss in the last their last 10 games, whatever it is. And I was like, I'm hammering the Packers money line spread. I got them into teaser. I covered the teaser, but I did not cover 2.5. That was actually heartbreaking watching that field goal go in for them to lose by 3. I think, Abe, did you have that bet as well last week?
Yeah, I had plus 2.5. At that point in the game, you just know that you're never gonna cover 2.5. So it's just like an automatic loser at 7 minutes left in the fourth on.
My one thing is you got to score touchdowns. Field goals just don't cover spreads. I mean, they're just not satisfying. You got to go. You got to go for the points. You're on the road. You're on the goal line. I mean, I'd go for it in that fourth down. Try to win the game. No overtime.
I was disgusted. I actually had
I didn't think they should have spiked the ball. When they came down the field, they spiked it. And it was like you just ruined a chance to go for the end zone. Like they had some time. He could have done a quick play. Pass play to the end zone, and they decided to spike it. And then they had their last down, third down, and then they went for the field goal.
Yeah. I mean, looking at my lines, I just had a bad week overall. I went 0-3 in my picks last week on the show, and we'll go through those shortly here. And one of my picks, obviously, was the Packers. I'm a little disgruntled. I really thought we were going to pull that one out. Being at that game would have made it way worse. I probably would have bet more money and lost more money there. So that's why I wanted to ask how your experience was.
Let me add. My phone died in the third quarter. I was trying to live bet. It died. So at least I couldn't get another line.
Well, that's probably saved you a good amount of coin there. But anyways, other than the Packers game last week, talk about your bets. Did you have anything you loved? Did you do well last week? Did you do pretty shitty? How'd you do
last
overall?
year in my straight bets, I went 5-3. Took the Packers money line. That lost. I took Tennessee +6. Had a nice overtime victory versus Baltimore. I had the Browns -2. That smacked. I took the Falcons. I don't know why I did that. +3.5. That was a nice L. I took the Pats. Another L. I loved Carolina. Carolina, they ghosted them. That was a win. Washington was a win. And then my last one on the Sunday, to wrap up my Sunday night, was Raiders +7. That one felt good.
Yeah. And I had a teaser in that one. I had 14 and I had the under teased up. I'm done with unders, by the way. This is my official retirement for unders. Avery and the boys, I'm jumping off the under train. I will not be betting unders this week. So
I don't know how you can root for a team to score no points. Aren't you watching the game? Don't you want excitement?
I know, especially with the Chiefs too. I'm like, really? I'm really going to bet the under the Chiefs fucking game.
That was crazy.
I just watched that and I was sweating that the whole game. But anyways, before we dive into our week 11 pick recap, can you dive into your Super Bowl matchups? Who do you think wins the NFC? Who do you think wins the AFC? And who's your Super Bowl champion this year? Jackie.
I was going to say Bucks, but after that showing last night, I don't know. I think the NFC is kind of a toss-up. I think the top three are the Seahawks, the Bucks, and the Packers. I'm going to go with the biased pick. I'm still going to ride with the Packers to make it to the Super Bowl.
And then
the AFC, I think it's just a clear favorite. I mean, Kansas City can't be stopped. I think they're going to win it again.
And then what do you think they'll win it again this year?
I mean, I don't think they can be stopped. That Mahomes is something else. I mean, 1 minute, 30 seconds, no timeouts. He made that. That was so easy.
Now, we're talking can't be stopped. Did you get – I know this is kind of – he's not favored right now to win it, but did you get your MVP Aaron Rodgers pick in before the season?
Don't worry. I threw a little 100 to win 2,000 plus.
There we go.
It's there. It's there. It's sneaky. I mean, Wilson keeps playing like shit. I mean, Mahomes is sneaking up. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. There's a couple more games left, but I don't know. Aaron's going to have to bounce back from this loss this week is all I got to say. So good intro here. Let's dive right into our Week 11 recap. Last week, I want to say congratulations, Avery. Congrats. You won the week last week going
fucking
2-1.
Feels good, lad.
It's about time, It's about time.
I went 0-3. Jer went 1-2, and Dev went 1-2 as well. So we didn't have overall. This might have been our worst week out of the whole season, I think, boys. So I mean, not like you deserve all the credit, Avery, but we'll give you some credit here. Good for you. So I'd like you. Can you just? Well, do you have your picks in front of you from last week, Abe?
Yeah, I got them on the cup.
So since you won, can you do the honors and take us through your picks from last week and how you did?
Yeah, I'll run through it. I'll apologize on behalf of the podcast that we didn't have a great week, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. So We're going to keep rolling. Take our picks this week because they're going to be winners. Run through it. Saints win. I don't count this as a win in my personal books because Jameis Winston didn't play, which really fucking made me angry. I was betting on Jameis Winston, not Taysom Hill, but I still won, so that was good. That was just good luck. That felt good. Packers lost. We talked about the Packers. That was too bad. Eagles, Browns under. I'm just going to ride Browns unders pretty much the whole rest of the year, except for this week. They have a fucking bad one. And then my player was Travis Kelce. I was just happy with how the week went. It felt good. Not too many sweats either, so I was happy with that.
I just want to comment quickly because, as I said, I've said this multiple times on the podcast, my two betting teams that I hate betting on are the Browns and the Eagles. And I bet the Eagles money line, and I was just distraught. Like, I had my Sunday, I can't even put it into words how bad my Sunday was in terms of, enjoyment. I just didn't enjoy the whole slate. Watching Carson Wentz play football, I tweeted, I was like, he should be replaced. Like, anyone on this podcast think he shouldn't be benched? Because I genuinely think he should be benched.
Yeah,
I just think he's terrible. He's just not good.
Too many turnovers. if you have the Eagles and you just watch these turnovers, like they're some of the worst turnovers you've ever seen. He threw a screen pass, like a rainbow screen pass.
Yeah.
It was that talkie guy that was now our player of the week, of course, the game I bet the Eagles.
Carson Wentz just gave that to him.
Carson Wentz just said, here, take 6 points and all those return yards on our platform. They just wins defensive player of the weeks.
Two of our best defensive players out of the 3 were on the Browns.
Mm-hmm. We should have gave like a little like honorable mention to Carson Wentz for letting the guy win defensive player of the week. But anyways.
Don't forget when Max Kellerman said Wentz is better than Rodgers. That's a joke. He fucking sucks.
Max Kellerman, and that guy has said some crazy takes over the years. But anyways, Abe, good shit. 2-1. That's huge. Jeremy, take us through your picks last week.
Yeah, I mean, Bengals money line was obviously Joe Burrow getting hurt, and I had the total in the Panthers game, which was I just felt like shit. This slate before, I was like, I'm not going to do well. I was like praying for one win. There was 20 points in the game.
Yeah, how many points did that lose by? What was the total in that game?
By 30. They lost by 30. So that was terrible. Panthers spread. They were favorites, and then they turned into dogs by the end of the week. And I was like, fuck, I'm not winning this. And then they won by 20 points. I was like, oh, fuck. So surprising win. Then Joe Burrow was my player of the week. I'm pretty sure someone chirped me in the comments. So that was a terrible pick. Pick. Not a good week. Not a good week.
Usually when you see line swing, because you said the Panthers opened up at -3 because we put our picks in, as you guys know. Yeah. Watching our show, we put them in on Tuesdays. So that you see a lot of line swing happening, sometime in our favor, sometime against our favor. But the Panthers went to underdogs before the game started. I did not catch that.
Yeah, they did, because
definitely when Teddy went out.
And McCaffrey was kind of like questionable, but they knew.
Yeah, he was ruled out on like Friday too.
Yeah, so
I feel like the Lions, though, because I'm an NFC North guy, so I watch a lot of Lions football. I feel like the Lions are just the biggest wild card in the league. They could come out and absolutely ball out. They also miss Galladay, who's like on 5 of my fantasy team this year and who has done nothing for me all year. So like I'm pretty pissed off about that. But anyways, I don't know. The Lions, if Kenny Galladay comes back, I think they're a solid team to bet on. But you never know what you're going to get with them, honestly.
The Lions and the Falcons are the same team for me, like gambling wise.
Falcons are the same way. Yeah, I agree.
I love them every week, but they could play like shit, or somehow they score 40 points.
You're scared to bet against the Falcons because they could randomly just win a game against a good team.
Yeah.
I've been riding the Raiders lately, and I'm just shit scared to take them this week against the Falcons. That line scares me.
Yeah, Raiders have been good, though. Fuck.
Yeah, they have been good. The Raiders do look really good. Sandy, what'd you do? You're 0-3.
Yeah, so my 0-3, I'll walk us through. Jeremy, I'm happy you introduced me. You introduced my 0-3. I was not ready for it.
I'm looking forward to hearing this. You're trying to avoid it.
This is my first, for the record, for everyone listening, this is my first 0-3 of the whole season in week 11. So I'll tip my cap to you, Jerry. You got me on 0-3 here. I will say my favorite of the week was the Ravens -6.5 versus the Titans. Honestly, I don't have much to say about this. They lost the game outright by 6 points. So I didn't cover by 12.5 points. I wish Devin was on the show for this. I haven't heard from him in a long time about the Ravens because he was loud.
I feel like he goes under. It's expected that he just goes under 500 every week now. Like it's how bad he is.
Well, it's because he takes the Ravens in at some point in his picks. One of his 3 picks is always the Ravens spread or the over under in some games.
He said this week Ravens spread no matter what.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is the biggest fraud in the NFL. That guy can't throw.
Yeah. Dude, he's the offensive coordinator too, man. He did it with Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just don't see. The Ravens -6.5 was an outright loser, just terrible pick. So that was a loss. The Packers +2.5 versus the Colts. We talked about this. Brutal L. I'm still here repping the brand though. Big bounce back week coming for us. But I hated watching that Packers game. We should have won that and covered. But it was a loser, 0-2. And then my total, Chiefs Raiders under 57. This one hurt.
Fuck.
Yeah, this wasn't even close. I don't know.
It looked good for a while.
It looked good, yeah.
It looked good, but the end, that touchdown, like Kelsey, bro. Debate that. That guy's uncoverable. He had an afternoon at the office. The final score is 35-31, so it pretty much smacked at the end of it all. So 0-3, and I don't remember who my player of the week was because I didn't write it down, but I don't think it was a good pick either. So 0-3. We're moving on though. Hey, look, we got a big slate in front of us this week, boys. We got
this slate. I do like this slate this week.
We got 3 Thanksgiving games, so we're fired up. And since we have a guest on, Jackie, being the man he is, printing money all season, let's kick us off. Go through your Week 12 picks. What do you like? Walk us through it now.
So we'll start off on Thursday, our Thanksgiving game. I'm taking the Texans -2.5 versus the Lions. The Lions are 0-3 on their past 3 Thanksgivings. I mean, they just looked absolutely terrible last week. Deshaun Watson, he's heating up. Hasn't thrown a pick in 5 weeks, so I'm riding the Texans.
And he was also our player of the week. He was also our player of the week last week.
Yeah,
he went second time of the year for the second time this year.
For my underdog, I like the Titans +4 versus the Colts. I got a little bitter side on my shoulder for the Colts, and
fuck me.
I mean that was a tough loss for my Packers. So I'm going with Titans.
Sneaky bounce back game because they lost already to them.
34-17. They lost last matchup, so I wouldn't be surprised. Money line, I'm taking the points because I'm soft, but I like that bet.
Nice, I like it too.
And then I'm not an over/under guy. I'm going over 53 Bucks versus Chiefs. Those teams can score. If you want a little bonus, take the Bucks. I think they're going to win.
In Tampa, too.
In Tampa, coming off a loss. Tough loss.
I'm like, my whole thought process is I'm a sucker for like teams coming off losses going in, like decent teams. I'm talking like the Bucks, the Packers, for example. Like those are 2 teams when they come off losses playing against another solid team this week, and the Bucks are playing a great matchup here. I like them. Like 3 points is not a ton, but I still think they win outright, and I'll probably take money line there as well with you. So I like that.
And then my player of the week, I'm going with Tom Brady. Played like shit last night, so he's going for a bounce back. Versus Mahomes, he's going to want to win this game for the legacy, so I'm excited.
For sure. I like that play. All right, so those are your 3 plays, and then at the end, once we go through this segment, we're going to ask you your favorite play / any bonus plays you have, so start thinking about those. In the meantime, Jer, walk us through your Week 12 best bets.
All right, here we go.
Crack the fingers, baby. Let's get it loose.
You know what? I hate betting the Cowboys. But after seeing Andy Dalton come back, I'm a big revenge game guy. And obviously, we know what happened to Andy Dalton last time he played Washington. He got literally fucked over in the head. So, and he also came out. He also quoted. He said that he thought the guy should have got fined a little more. So, he's got a little saltiness.
You sound like Skip Bayless, Jeremy.
I know. Fuck. Cowboys are home.
To interject real quick, are we going to make that Skip Bayless who did it better? Jerry hitting the dance that Skip hit on Twitter.
So I lied about Jeremy doing it because I just wanted to make him do it, but I think we're going to force him to do it today at some point.
Yeah, we need it on the talk. We need that on the talk, Jerry.
All right, maybe I'll do that. Okay. Cowboys at home. I mean, they just beat the Vikings. They're the best team in this division. Like, after watching last week, like, they got the most talent on that team. They actually have a quarterback that can throw a ball to a receiver. I think they kill them this week. I think they kill Washington this week. Washington they're playing.
Where's the game, Jared?
In Dallas. In Dallas on Thursday. I think they should win this game. I think they'll beat them pretty well. I think Cowboys will show that they'll win this division. They're going to win this division. There's no doubt. And obviously this is a massive game for them. Ravens +4. This is strictly because the Steelers have to lose a game. The Steelers have to lose a game. Ravens gave them a good game last time. They should have won that game. And the Ravens are in a must-win mode. So, I mean, the Steelers are kind of cruising, and the Ravens, they have to win this game. I know 2 running backs are out, but, I mean, they've had Gus run the show before, and they were fine when he ran the show. So I got
2 stat nuggets for you, though. So the Steelers, while they are 10-0, they're also 8-2 against the spread, which is pretty impressive overall. The Ravens are at 6-4 on the year, and they're also 4-5-1 against the spread. So I don't know. I mean, you're fading stats right now. You're just going like off heart. The fact that they need this win.
That's strictly because of mentality going into the game.
You think?
I think
so?
the Ravens have to win.
Week?
Yeah, they have to win. Lamar's going to have a good game. I'm just predicting that.
Bank on that. And then we'll bank on that.
I'm with Jackie on the over. Bucks Chiefs, because the Bucks are coming off a loss, so they're going to get some points. And the Chiefs, they always score points. So I think it's going to be a good game. That's why I'm thinking the over's going to hit.
So you mean to tell me that the total wizard and the guest this week, Jackie, have the same over-under? So that must be a good one. I don't know, man. I might have to ride that wave.
It's pretty low for 2 major teams going at it. Like, you would think this would be at like 57, 58. So
if you take that under, you'll be sweating the entire game with those 2 teams.
And you're a pussy.
100%,
yeah, it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a great game, and it's in Tampa. If it was in KC, I might actually weather-wise, but But I love that it's in Tampa. And then player of the week, fucking going out on a freaking tangent here and picking Andy Dalton because it's revenge game. You know what? He was a sleeper on our platform when he was going to start for the first time. I think he's right back in the mix now.
He's 1-0
He's
since
going,
he lost his
he's going
taste
for a
of,
whopping
his taste and stuff.
153 picks and one touchdown.
Lie, we might need to clip this up, Eddie, and get this
Andy Dalton
on the Instagram.
is gonna fucking
bro.
go
This
off.
man
I'm telling you.
Going on a tangent. This is an absolute tangent if I've ever seen one. But hey, that's why you do it. If you're right, Jeremy, you'll have the last laugh. So
yeah,
you'll have
he has the
laugh.
weapons. I mean, he's playing Washington. I mean, Alex Smith puts up. He averages probably 20 points a game.
You know,
so
Washington has the best pass defense in the league.
Who cares? Andy Dalton, that's nothing for him. The
He's
Red
beating
Rocket.
every number.
The
Numbers
Red
mean
Rifle.
nothing to Jeremy this week. Numbers mean nothing. He's going
I'm a
off
half
hard.
game back now, so I need to fucking balls up here.
All right, so
So, yeah,
that's
those
your
are-
player. So that's your slate. So overall, you feel pretty good, Jer?
I feel good. I feel really good. I actually feel really good about the Cowboys.
That's a weird game. You took 2 Thursday games and then a Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
going to
that's
be quite the wait between those games. But anyways, I'll wish you the best of luck, Jer. I'm not going to lie. I need you to take some L's this week. So I'm actually loving your slate from my perspective. So I'm very confident in mine. So you hear mine in a second. But Avery, dive into your week 12 best bets for us.
All right, I'm going first one. Dolphins -6.5. Kind of bullshit the way that Tua got benched. That was a stupid. Brian Flores, I think he's a smart coach, and him benching Tua just didn't make sense for him to be as a smart coach. So I didn't understand that. The Jets stink. They covered last week though, which was crazy. I just think the Dolphins need to bounce back, and this is a spot. This is kind of like their game last week too. They should have beat the Broncos, and they should beat the Jets here. But I got the number at 6.5 instead of 7, which I like. So I'm taking that. Next, fading Jackie here. The Lions, I get it at +3. I'm taking the Lions +3. I don't fucking know why. I always do this with the Lions, man. I just think they're good. I know they're not good. But fuck, it's the 12:30 Thursday game, so I'm gonna bet on that. I might as well put it in my picks. Lions +3 total. I'm going Raiders Falcons under 56.5. I hate this thing too. I can't believe I'm betting Falcons and Lions this week. This is just
That's a suicide card, bro. Yo, I'm gonna have you on speed dial this week.
Hey,
with all
Avery,
the
you're
sweating
supposed
you're gonna be doing.
Maybe if you bet the opposite of what you think, you might actually win.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. I think they score 1 billion points, so that's why I'm taking the under.
Oh, God.
Just doesn't make fucking sense to me. But yeah,
The Raiders defense is an absolute national tragedy too, dude. But hey, that's why everyone I'm assuming most of the money is going to be on the over. So I guess if you're going to be the unpopular pick, you can ride with that. But
yeah, fuck.
You saw this weekend too was huge. All the heavy betting sites were L's this week. There was 4 or 5 lines that were 60% or higher bet on, and they all lost. So I think going with that mentality forward, it doesn't hurt. So I'm not going to chirp you right now, but I might be chirping you on next week's episode after you take the L on that one.
Yeah, that's fine. You gotta be a little different sometimes. And then I'm taking my player AJ Brown. I hate the Colts, so I think AJ Brown has a good game. Fuck the Colts. That's all I have to say.
Rivers owns Avery.
Yeah, that fucking bitch.
He's his oldest son.
All right. So now it's my turn. My turn for my Week 12 slate, guys. I just want to apologize one more time before I dive in. I will not go 0-3 this week. I am sitting on the throne here. I will not go 0-3. You have my word. My favorite of the week, Avery. I'm riding with you. Love this play. Dolphins -6.5 versus the Jets from New York. I love the Dolphins this week, coming off a loss. I don't know what's the QB situation. I hope it's not too shook up. I hope Tua still got the confidence.
No, Tua's back. He's back.
Yeah. I'm back. Tua's back. Dolphins are back. Dolphins -6.5. Ride it to the bank. My dog of the week. Sorry, Avery, on this one. Bucks +3 versus the Chiefs. Now, hear me out on this one. I am the world's biggest Tom Brady hater. Everyone that watches the show knows that. I hate the guy, but he played so fucking bad last night that I can't not bet the Bucks here. I feel like he's going to bounce back. I feel like he's going to sling the ball around the yard. He had a really, really bad night last night. And the Chiefs, they've been firing, but I'm fading them here. Bucks +3. I might sprinkle on the money line as well, as we mentioned earlier. So just look out for that game. Bucks +3, my dog. My total this week, I said I like betting Vikings total, so I have the Vikings-Panthers over 48. The reason I really like this, though, is it's too low for me. Anything under 50 in this game, if it's 48, the number's low for me. So I'm taking the Vikings here, even though the Panthers with PJ Walker, it's a little sketchy. They might not put up more than 20 something points, like in the low 20s, but I'm thinking the Vikings score at least 30 in this spot and we get at least 50 points here. So Vikings, Panthers over 48 is my play on the total. And then my player this week is Avery, or Jair's favorite player, Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen this week.
Love that.
I didn't bet the Bills this week. I have been betting the Bills lately, though. So
I'm kind of scared. Eckler's coming
Chargers
back.
scare me a little bit.
Yeah.
The Charger is Eckler
Chargers
back
are
this
weird.
week? Is that for sure?
I believe so. He was like squatting. He should be back this week.
Squatting.
Dude,
Apparently his squatting form was perfection. I don't know.
Jared's all over it, dude. Jared, you tweeted that video on our Twitter about him running the sprints. Like he was ready.
Oh yeah, that was
fantasy,
Avery,
bro.
but I wrote that article. Austin Eckler cares. Big fantasy guy.
I just put
So
money on the
if-
Chiefs right now because you bet the Bucks.
You're
did.
putting money on the Chiefs. You should.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
I
Do it
just-
literally
I
right
just
now,
did
'cause
it.
The Bucks are winning that game, Avery, and I'm gonna have so much fun with you when the Chiefs lose. So
Yeah,
The
that's
entire
right.
public will be on the Chiefs.
for sure. So I'll take the Bucks for that reason. And then again, as I said, Josh Allen against the Chargers this week. I like Josh Allen. The Chargers are solid, but I'm thinking
There's gonna be a lot of points in
my
that
boy.
game.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
there'll
Joe
be points
Flacco
as
put
well.
up
It's in
yards against
Buffalo,
that
though.
defense.
It's going to be a great QB duel, too. Herbert versus Allen.
Yeah.
Those are two young, absolute legend quarterbacks right now. I think Herbert's slinging the fuck out of the ball. You love to see it from the kid.
Stupid
but I
haircut,
definitely
though.
think- Yeah, tough haircut for sure. But I definitely think Josh Allen prevails that one. And then, so that's it for our week 12 picks. We're not going to give Devin's picks out today since he hasn't been on the podcast for like literally 4 or
Protest.
5 weeks now. We're protesting his picks, but we will put a graphic out on Instagram with his picks, even though most of you guys won't even bet him anyway. So we'll leave it at that. Jackie, before we sign off, do you have any special bets that you didn't put on your 3 picks here that you'd like to share with the listeners today?
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the 49ers plus 7.5 versus the Rams. The Rams have been playing well, but 7.5 is a lot of points, so I'm gonna take that. I'm also gonna take the Bucks plus 3. I think everyone's gonna be on the Chiefs, so I'm riding with Tom, my player of the week. I really like that pick. And then I'm with Jeremy. I'm with Jeremy on the Thursday night Thanksgiving game. I'm going to take Dallas. I've been riding Washington after last week. I think Washington is going to take the L. So we'll take the Cowboys.
I love that.
I like the football team. I'm not going to lie. I do like the football team, but I'm going to bet, like, you're not going to sit. Here's my thing with Thanksgiving, right? Like, I sit around. We're having less family this year because of COVID, obviously, but we'll still have some family around. And I'm trying to block out all the noise around me. I'm a football guy. I want to sit in front of my TV, enjoy a nice cold beer, maybe, obviously some delicious food here. But I'm going to bet on are any of you guys not going to bet on all 3 games? I feel like that's a given.
I feel like you have to.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah,
have to
it's
bet all 3
mandatory.
games, right?
You just have to. So for me, in that game, I'm leaning Washington. I don't love them, but I'm leaning Washington. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to be laying action throughout the whole day on Thursday. So
Love that.
we'll see how that goes. And then, Jackie, before we sign off, for the clip purpose, what is your favorite play, no matter what it is, whether you gave it in the picks here or your extra picks, what is your favorite play of the week?
My favorite play of the week, I'm going to have to go with the Titans plus 4.
Titans
Plus 4.
against the
They're
Colts.
coming for heads after their 17-point loss last time they played. I mean, I think they do it. I think they might win. I'm taking the points because I'm soft.
I love that.
But plus
I love
4
that.
is my pick of the week.
So you're taking them plus 4 on the road. I actually might join you. I'll probably throw a teaser on them to get them at 10, but I like the Titans as well. So if you guys, as you guys see it, if you want to be on a guest on our show, as I always say every week, DM us, Instagram us, Facebook message us, hit us up on TikTok, Twitter, whatever it is. We'll get you on the show. But Jackie, thank you for joining us. Great episode. And we wish you all a happy Thanksgiving and best of luck on week 12. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, head over to OwnersBox.com to sign up and play weekly fantasy sports today. Also, download our app on the iOS and Google Play stores.